Hello, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start chapter number 9, class 8, physics, sound. We hear so many different types of sound in all our waking hours. When we wake up in the morning, nowadays it is the age of mobile. Most of us put alarm in our mobile and we wake up. So we start waking up with the sound of a mobile. Or maybe our parents may be waking up. We hear the chirping of the birds. We hear the sound of the moving vehicles on the road. It keeps on moving. We hear the sound of the moving fan. Various kinds of sound we hear. Some are pleasant and some are unpleasant. Some are shrill, that means we like to hear, and others are basses, that means they are lowest part in music. In Hindi we say mand swar. Some are very loud, some are very loud, or we can say just loud, while others are soft. So, in this chapter, we are going to study how sounds are produced and what are the characteristics of sound. When a person visits a temple and he or she rings the bell of the temple, sound is produced. If the bell is touched, vibrations may be felt. We are told to do an activity. We will take a compass, we will stretch a rubber band, we will put one pencil at this end and another pencil at the other end, and then we will strike this rubber band at this place. We will start hearing a sound. When we had not struck this rubber band, we were not able to hear any sound from here. But when we strike this rubber band, we hear a sound. And at the same time, we will see that there is a vibration in this rubber band. Slowly, after some time, when this rubber band stops vibrating, the sound is also no more there. Next, we are told about a tuning fork. So, what is a tuning fork? A tuning fork is an instrument or a device, we can say, that is used in the physics lab for performing activities, and when this tuning fork vibrates, it produces a sound. Now I'll show you the diagram of a tuning fork. This you see here, this one you see, this is the diagram of a tuning fork. You can see here, these are called the prongs, the U shaped, and this is the handle of the tuning fork. And when this tuning fork vibrates, it produces sound. See here, when you strike one of the prongs against a rubber pad, the tuning fork produces a sound. If we touch the prong gently while the fork is producing sound, we will feel it vibrate. How we will do? you will take a tuning fork. We will take a tuning fork and we will strike one of the prongs of the tuning fork over a rubber pad. It will start vibrating. We can feel the vibration by touching, or if we want to see, we will take any plate or a jug or a mug. In that we will take some water and we will bring that vibrating tuning fork and touch the surface of the water. We will see the water splashing, or we can see the formation of ripples in the water. Ripples are set up on the surface of the water, and this shows that vibration is produced by the tuning fork. Because when the tuning fork was struck on the pad, it started vibrating. In all these activities, the sound producing body vibrates. So it is clear from these activities that sound will be produced only when body vibrates, or those bodies that vibrate, that will produce sound. Or we can say in another way that sound can be produced only by vibrating bodies. And what is that vibration? The to and fro movement of a body is known as vibration, we can say. See this rubber band, it was going that side, this side, up and down. This is vibration. Now we have our next part, characteristics of sound. There are three characteristics that helps us to distinguish one sound from another sound. And these characteristics are loudness, pitch and quality. And all these characteristics are determined by the vibration that we have already seen in the earlier page. First we will see loudness. What is loudness? How do we define loudness? We can say in this way that loudness is the quality of sound, or it is the characteristics of sound that helps us to distinguish between louder sound from a feeble sound. That means the sound which is louder and the sound which is feeble can be distinguished on the basis of its loudness. So on what does this loudness depend? See, we have seen earlier that all the characteristics are determined by the vibrations. That means on the vibration only the loudness is also dependent. So the loudness of a sound depends on the amplitude of the vibration. Amplitude. Now the question is, what is amplitude? See, suppose this is a rubber band and when I strike it in the middle, it may go this much distance that side and this much distance this side. So this distance, this gap, the maximum displacement from here, from the mean position, is known as its amplitude. When it has gone up to this place, this one place, then its amplitude is this big one arrowhead you can see. And when it has gone only this much distance, this much displacement, then this small arrowhead, that is the amplitude. So if it has gone a larger distance, larger displacement is there, more amplitude is there, the more louder the sound is. And when less amplitude, lesser is the loudness. So you can understand in this way that the loudness of a sound is produced by a vibrating body depends on how large the vibrations are. And in a scientific way, we say this, how large the vibration is, as the amplitude. The loudness of a sound depends on the amplitude of the vibration that it produces. The amplitude of the vibration of a vibrating body is the maximum displacement of the body from its position of rest, or we can say from its mean position. How we define amplitude? Amplitude is defined as the maximum displacement of a vibrating body from its rest position or mean position. In the case of this rubber band, we had seen that the distance through which we pull it is the amplitude. The harder we will pull it, the more distance it will go, the larger it will be its amplitude, and the larger will be its loudness. More louder the sound will be. The loudness of a sound is measured in a unit known as decibel. DECIBEL. In short, we write D capital B. So you can say that the SI unit of loudness of sound is decibel. The loudness of a sound of people talking quietly is around 65 decibel. And factory and all, it is 100 decibel. And so they are said to be not good for us. Now our next characteristic is the pitch. So the pitch of a sound has to do with how shrill or bass it is. That I told you earlier, the shriller sound and the bass, mandswar. That means if you are whistling, the sound of a whistle is a shrill sound. It is a high pitched, more pitched. And bass, one example you can take, that of a drum, low pitched. The pitch of a child's voice is also higher than that of an adult one. When we are listening sound of a man, voice of a man and the voice of a woman, then we are able to distinguish between the man's voice and a woman's voice of the same loudness even without seeing them. Do you know how? Because of this characteristic, pitch. Because a man's voice and a woman's voice have different pitch. A man's voice is flat, having low pitch, whereas a woman's voice is shrill and has got high pitch. So we say women's voice are high pitched. We say women's voice are shriller, while man's voice, they are not shriller. They are little rough, we can say, or we can say bass one. Now when we were doing the rubber band one activity, in that activity what you will do, you will make the rubber band more tight and then plug. Then what will happen? You will hear a different quality of sound, a more shriller one. This is true for all the cases when the musicians, they tighten their string. When they tighten their string, then what happens? The quality of the sound produced changes. A more pitched music is produced, more shriller music is produced. Now the question comes, how do we define pitch? How will you define this pitch? So pitch of a sound is defined as the characteristic by which we can distinguish between different sounds of same loudness. One characteristic we have seen, the loudness one. Now we are seeing another characteristic, pitch. So this pitch is defined as the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between different sounds of same loudness. So here in this one, in loudness, we had seen that loudness depends on the amplitude of vibration. Now here the question is, what does pitch depend on? So the pitch of a sound depends on the frequency of vibration. That means how fast the body is vibrating. The more number of vibrations, the more shriller the sound will be. So we can say more pitched is the sound. And if the number of vibration is less, frequency of vibration is less, then what will happen? The less pitcher the sound will be, the less shriller the sound will be. Now let us see in our book here. Thus the pitch of a sound depends on the rapidity of its vibration. That means the frequency of the vibration. The frequency of a vibrating body is the number of vibration it completes in 1 second. So we had used the word frequency. So what is frequency? Frequency means number of vibrations made in 1 second by a vibrating body. The number of vibrations made by a vibrating body in 1 second is known as its frequency. So faster the vibration of the sound producing source, higher will be its frequency, and so higher will be the pitch of the sound. Slower the vibration of the sound producing source, the lower will be its frequency and the less pitcher the sound will be. Now the SI unit of frequency is hertz, Hertz, or you write symbol H, capital H and a small z. Here is the given symbol. If a vibrating body completes 10 vibration in 1 second, its frequency is 10 hertz. Now we are told here that this let us investigate a bit more. That means this activity that we were performing here, this pencil one, rubber band one, compass one, we will bring these pencils more closer. This pencil more closer here and this one here. We will get less distance here. Then we will plug. Bring the pencils closer to each other and plug the rubber band. What we will notice? We will notice that as the distance between the pencil is reduced, the sound produced becomes shriller or more high pitched. Thus we can say shorter lengths produces sounds of higher pitch. You can underline your book. Shorter lengths produce sounds of higher pitch. Now we can compare, we can do the same activity by taking different rubber bands. We will take rubber band, a thicker one now. Instead of thin one, we will take thick one. Compare the sound by the produced by rubber bands of different thickness. We will find the thicker the rubber band, the lower is the pitch of the sound produced. So this is our second characteristic. This one we will do later on about the type of instrument. Now let me talk about the third characteristic. Let me explain you all the third characteristic of sound, that is we call the quality of sound or timbre. Quality of sound or timbre. So how do we define the quality of a sound or the timbre? The quality of a sound is defined as the characteristic of musical sound which enables us to distinguish between the sounds of the same pitch and loudness produced by different musical instruments or different singers. We are able to distinguish between sounds produced by a flute and a violin even without seeing these instruments. This is because the sound produced by a flute and violin is of different quality. Their quality is different. Their quality is different. So the quality of sound varies from one musical instrument to another musical instrument, and the difference in the quality of the two musical sound produced by the two musical instruments is because of the difference in the shapes of the sound waves, or we can say the waveforms produced by them. For example, I will show you the different waveform. You can see here in this diagram you see this is the shape of the sound wave produced by a note played on the flute. But now you see here shape of the sound wave when the same note is played on violin. So these are the waveform. The waveform is different. So the basic sound produced is the loudest and is called the fundamental. Other sounds mixed with it are softer than the fundamental and are of varying loudness, and these are called harmonics, the fundamental being called the first harmony. When the same note is played on different instrument, the basic frequency generated or the fundamental is the same, but the harmonic present and their relative loudness are different. And this determines the quality of the sound. Generally, a sound is richer if the greater number of harmonics are present. The sounds produced by different musical instruments like flute, violin, piano, harmonium, etc., can be distinguished from one another by their quality of sound, even if they are of the same pitch and same loudness. And do you know one more thing? That the sound produced by different singers like Mohammad Rafi, Kishore Kumar, Kumar Sanu, Udit Narayan, Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, etc. All these singers' sound can be distinguished from one another on the basis of their quality of sound, because all these singers have got different quality of sound. When we make a call to someone, we can even recognize a person. Or when we are in one room and someone calls out from the other room, or our father calls us or our mother calls us, we can recognize a person from his voice even without seeing our father or mother or any of the relatives or friends whom we have called on the phone, on the mobile, on the basis of this unique quality of sound, because every person have got different quality of sound. So today we will see up to here. Next part we will see in next video. Again and again you also the video, try to understand the chapter. Thank you.